Good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching. I'm Spencer, and this is...
We are college kids.
We are college kids.
Come on, that's what we do.
I'm sorry.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Meredith. Welcome back to the WACK. We are college kids. We're so excited to be back for episode number 3.
Yeah.
Yay! But we have a lot of great stuff in store for you today. Last week we talked all things about conspiracy theories and kind of mysteries and things along those lines. But today we thought we'd kick it off with a brand new thing. We actually have a special guest today. Please welcome Ryan Stewart. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan. I'm the content director and manager for this podcast. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, awesome. So Ryan is a good friend of ours, and he helps us kind of talk all things about what content we're going to do for the episode and just overall how the things are running down. So he has some great stuff in store. We definitely know that we wanted him as a special guest today.
Yeah, I'm just so excited to have Ryan here today. I spaced out. I'm really sorry, guys.
It's okay.
You're good,
It's fine.
Yeah.
So let's get things started. So the first segment we're gonna do is we're gonna do what's called a get to know your host. So we thought that we did two great episodes. We did a pilot episode talking about the birth of the podcast, and then we did one kind of just all over the place with conspiracy theories, which we loved. But we thought we wanted you guys to have the chance to get to know us a little bit well. And so Ryan is going to ask us some fan-submitted questions from you guys. So without further ado, if you just want to kick us off, and let's get started.
All right, I have a couple questions for each of you guys here. Let's start
I'm ready.
with Mr. Spencer Cook. This doesn't tell me who submitted what question, so I'm just going to read this.
Oh, that's okay.
What is your height?
That's kind of mean. 5.
I can't.
I'm 5'8", depending on the day. Some days I'm 5'7".
Okay.
If I'm feeling confident, I'm 5'8".
Don't ask me my height.
Cool. I don't think anybody wants to know your height, Meredith. Just looking at these.
Okay, great.
Jeez.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thanks, man.
Moving on to Meredith. This is a cool question. What is your favorite book?
So it's funny because I'm the type of person that I read books in the summer. Like throughout the school year, I don't rarely ever read books, but during the summer, I read at least 2 or 3. My favorite one that I'm reading right now is a book. It's by Bob Iger, who's the CEO of the Walt Disney Company. And he kind of, what's it called? It's called Ride of a Lifetime, I think. That's right. I was talking to you about this, but he talks all about really just kind of his experience with, he's worked with the company for 35 plus years, and now he's the CEO, and he just talks about like his advice to anybody that, wants to get to that kind of level. So I'm really, really enjoying it right now. So that's probably one of my most informative books I've learned for my career and
Cool.
stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
That's really cool.
That was such a professional answer.
That
I was
was,
kind of
yeah.
expecting like the Jolly Green Giant.
like
by Roald
Diary of
Dahl
a
or
Wimpy Kid or
maybe.
something.
Yeah. Those are good. Don't.
Hey, those are good books.
Don't brag
Magic
on those
Treehouse.
Oh, I love those
Diary of a
movies.
Wimpy
What
Kid's
a
really good.
good Magic Treehouse.
Yeah.
Those were good books. I read all of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books though.
Do you ever do you ever read like is it Blue Lagoon or Black Lagoon?
Oh, Secrets of the Black Lagoon. I
No,
think.
it's like a series. It was like Black Lagoon or
Yeah.
or Blue,
I know what you're talking about.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind, I can't
It's-
find it. But, yeah, it was like one of those book fair books that you'd always get.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
At
those
the
were really
yearly
good.
book fair when I would
The
ask
Scholastic
my
Book
mom
Fair.
with like a crisp $20 bill, and I would come home with like a dazzling pen
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like 30 books.
That was so good.
Oh, it was amazing. Good times. Good
Cool.
times.
Yeah. Going back to Spencer, what is your favorite movie?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's perfect. I love movies, and I think the Grand Budapest Hotel is my favorite because I
Wow.
love. You don't even be quiet. You don't even know what that movie is. We've had a conversation about this before.
I don't. I'm just trying to be.
It was directed by Wes Anderson. He's my favorite director, and he's very like asymmetric with all his framing, and all of his movies have like very specific color palettes, and it's just like his movies are so fascinating to watch and observe and like take notes on. And the Grand Budapest Hotel, I think takes all his talents, puts them all together. Everything's super pretty. Everything's super cool. The characters are really funny. Like it's just all around a really good movie. It's long, but it's a good movie. It's my favorite movie by
Yeah.
far.
Nice.
I've definitely heard great things about it, and now more great things.
And so now you need
But
to go watch it.
I do.
Yeah.
And
Go
for
watch it
everybody
after
watching
this.
at home and listening in their car, please go watch The Grand Budapest Hotel. And if you
Definitely
don't have
need
it,
to
I'll
watch
give you
that.
my Blu-ray copy. So
Awesome.
Just mails it to fans like,
just-
hey
yeah.
Spencer, comma, I heard
Yeah.
you said on the podcast.
I need that Blu-ray.
I need
now.
it now.
ASAP.
Yeah.
ASAP, please.
Cool. Going back to Meredith.
Oh, yay.
You're a fan of Marvel movies?
I am.
Yeah. What is your favorite Marvel quote, and why?
That's so, oh my gosh. So my all-time favorite Marvel movie is probably Thor Ragnarok. I love that movie just because the two first movies of Thor were, in my opinion, they were not good at all. I don't watch them anymore. But Thor Ragnarok was just such like a twist. So probably maybe something from that movie, but Avengers Endgame obviously definitely hits home with everything.
Definitely.
And I really admire Captain Marvel's character in that movie, and I think she's just such a badass. Like I really do. Like I think she is.
She's just
So
cool,
probably something she said, but probably something Captain Marvel. I can't think. Come back to me. I can't think. I
Okay.
want to think of something like really good.
You said Captain Marvel. Spencer was like, eh.
Well, it's like Captain Marvel's.
Hold
I'm
on.
a big Marvel fan, and I'm not like super into the comics and like all the lore.
You know that I'm a big Marvel,
Marvel
fan, and
yeah.
a big
What's
Star
funny is
Wars
she
fan.
says that she has said that all 3 episodes now.
It
So
has
I
to
guess
be
it'll
like
happen
a-
every episode.
Yep, I have to say it. Big Star Wars and Marvel
But like,
fan.
it's just
Yay.
not that good of a movie. Like, I genuinely think like the action is okay, and I almost said Nick Cannon. Nick Fury's lore is kind of interesting, and I think it's interesting to see how she comes into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and stuff. But she's just not like her character's just not that well developed. Like it's a lot in one movie. Like with
You
Captain
know,
America
yeah.
and Iron Man, you had 3 and 4 movies to catch up on them and to get to know them and to like them and stuff like that. Every other character except for like Hulk, they have 2 or 3 movies where you get to know them. She doesn't. Like there is so much in that 2 hours, and I feel like some of it's forced and it just feels kind of dry. I was just like,
I have it. And it's
quote?
completely different from what I just said because I was trying to like digest like my thoughts as you asked me that question.
Okay.
It's actually from Captain America, who
Which one?
it's from the first one, the first
First
Avenger.
Avenger.
It's the very last thing he says. And it's like when he wakes up after 70 years and it's like, well, I had a date. This is why it's my favorite one because going back to like,
oh,
sorry, I'm not going to talk too much
We're
about
getting
it.
sentimental.
I know, but what you said about character development, I feel like in that movie he developed so much. Like he went from scrawny, wanting to be in the army character to like I found the one and he knows it. And so like now he realizes it's 75 years later and he has no way to get back to her into that time and he's like, oh my gosh, like I really missed out on that. And I feel like that kind of like wraps up like his, because I feel like I feel like in the next movie, in The Winter Soldier, he really discovers like Bucky Barnes and everything along those lines when he's alive. And in I'm blanking on the third one. What was
Civil War.
Civil War. Yes. Oh, that's what Iron Man. I feel like in the first one he just does so much. You know, I could talk about this forever, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorites for sure.
No, yeah, that's definitely a great quote. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you, before we go on, I know you're a huge Marvel and Star Wars fan, so do you have one that sticks out to you or you want to talk about or anything like that?
Oh gosh.
bye, Drew. She just left.
Oh, bye.
Oh, bye, Drew.
Oh, we forgot to, you keep going and then
Okay.
I'll say what I'm going to say.
Okay. Yeah, I think, gosh, yeah, this is so hard. Obviously, the classic Marvel quote of all time, I am Iron Man,
Oh, yes.
spoken at the end of Iron Man 1
Of
and
course.
Avengers Endgame.
And in game.
Yeah,
It's good, full, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
just brings everything full circle.
Tony Stark is
I
just an
think-
unbelievable
I know.
character altogether.
Yeah.
So,
I
yes.
was sobbing in the theater for 10 solid minutes
How many times did you go see that in the theater?
Like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only saw it, I think, once or twice. I think I went back with my friend, but I definitely, that's one of my favorites as well. So forgot to do this real quick. Not sure. Oh, that's on Ryan. But we want to thank, before we continue, we want to thank all the cast and crew that's working on this podcast. I try to always do this, So we have Dylan and Ben directing today. We have Joe Michaels who's in there. Thank you guys so much. We have Grant right over here helping us out, and we also have Peyton who's stage managing for us. So everybody in there, just thank you so much for coming out. Yes, we have Nicholas who's doing some promotional stuff for us, but just want to thank everybody who comes here on Monday nights to help us kind of run the show and do everything. So thank you guys so much, but we'll get back to it. That's what I wanted to say.
Awesome.
I feel awkward. Sorry.
Good. No.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Whose turn is it next? Is it your turn, Spencer?
I
so.
think it's yours.
I don't mind. I don't mind if we just blend the lines and we both answer the same
Let's
questions.
see.
and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, why don't we do that?
Actually, yes. There's no more questions for Spencer looking at this list.
Aw,
Excellent.
they're all for
3
me.
questions and I'm
So
out.
we can pull some from Meredith, and you guys can both answer them.
Yay.
Um,
And if you want to, I know that you had some, if you want to ask some as well, like off the top of your head, you can do that too. Cool. For sure.
Yeah. Let's see.
Can we talk about near-death experiences?
Ooh.
That is
Yes.
so random.
Let's do
Right?
That
that.
is
like,
really random,
okay.
but I really want to
Actually,
talk about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
In high school, I was in marching band. I played mellophone in the marching band.
Uh-huh.
And
How does this relate to death?
every year, I'm getting there. Every year, we would have like this sectional meeting where we would just sit around and talk about near-death experiences that we had. I know, so weird,
That is so cool.
but it was
though.
so fun. It was like our section tradition, kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah,
So do you have one?
I do.
Good. Tell us.
I'm trying to think. There's 100% I have one.
I have so many
Oh
that
my
are just
God,
dumb and
100%.
random. Like,
Yeah. Okay, go.
Well, okay, I'll go first. So I was, I don't know, like 6 years old, and I live south of Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
My grandparents live in Winston-Salem, so we would drive up a couple times a year to visit them. And it was one day during the summer, we were driving up, and we had stopped at this place for dinner called Lexington Barbecue.
I love Lexington Barbecue.
Yeah,
So
you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes, and
We're all, we're all North Carolinians.
Yeah. Yes, we stopped there for dinner, and right as we're about to leave, it starts pouring rain. Like these raindrops are like as big as quarters
Like
almost,
huge.
like huge
So
raindrops.
but it's not like hailing or anything.
No,
Oh.
and we're like, okay, what's going on here? So my dad goes out to the car, gets it, pulls it in front so we can all get in,
Yeah.
and we get on the highway. We're like, I don't know, 45 minutes away, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, lightning strikes our car.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm
What?
serious.
That is so
Like
sick.
it,
Yeah.
like it.
It struck
Oh my God.
like the driver's side on the engine.
That is
is
so
where it hit.
awesome. That was probably the
So-
coolest thing ever.
How old were you?
I was 6.
That's
Yeah.
I would literally.
And yeah, so the car just
I can't say that
completely
on
shut
TV.
down. Like it just stopped working. And so it just eventually rolled to a halt in the middle of the highway. And so in the pouring rain, my dad gets out and has to push the car over to the side of the road. And then, the cabin starts filling with smoke and all that. And yeah, we had to wait for like 45 minutes for somebody to come pick us up.
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
It was
insane.
nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, mine's not that exciting. And when I was 5, I jumped into the pool and I almost drowned. So that was cool.
Cool.
Yeah, that was it. That's all it was.
That's like so. It's like struck by lightning.
Almost drowned in the pool. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
about it. I mean, I've probably crashed or almost crashed a couple times on the
In a
highway,
car.
like with rain and stuff, hydroplaning, things like that.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other. I have another one, but I'll let you go because
I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't remember like any near death like experiences. I no like I'm being serious. Like I my parents haven't been in serious car accidents or anything like that with us in the car. Like we've had fender benders and everything, but the one thing is that one thing that almost sent me to the emergency room was I was training for a triathlon 2 years ago with my dad, And this was the summer after my freshman year of college. And it was the first day I clipped into the bikes, and I was learning how to like clip in and like riding a bike. I was so scared. And so my dad was behind me, and these people were walking by, and I like veered off to the like over to the shoulder or whatever. And I guess I veered too far, and then I cut back on the pavement, and the front tire slipped under. So I slipped under, and I have a little mark right here on my elbow that I don't know if it'll go away, and then my dad flipped over my head, and like the bike was like on top of me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really like, I'm gonna be honest, like I think he had like a fat lip or whatever it was. Yeah. But he had a mild concussion. I'm really surprised like we didn't like break anything.
Yeah,
but that's
crazy.
like the only time like, and that was recent, that was a year and a half ago, but that was really like the only time that I like right now I can think of. Like, I don't think other than that I've had like near death like experiences. But I mean, top tier, Ryan Stewart almost getting struck by lightning. Are you kidding me?
You did get struck by lightning.
Yeah, you did.
Well,
did the car what happened?
Was it totaled?
Yeah, it was totaled.
So
That's so crazy.
But you know what my dad told me? I don't know if you guys know this, but like I used to be terrified of thunderstorms when I was younger. So scared. And my dad told me that we were in the car one time. The car's the safest place to be during a thunderstorm, because if the car were to get struck by lightning, doesn't like the rubber on the tires or something like absorb
it goes straight back into the ground. Like,
Yeah.
You're not gonna blow up.
It doesn't come into the car.
Yeah. So he told me that, and I was like, oh, okay. So every time it was a thunderstorm, I would make him like drive me around, because I would be when this was when I was like 5, 6, or 7 or something, but I would make him like drive me around, because that's the safest place like that was in my head like to be.
In
but
the
like
car.
that's so scary. I can't imagine that, and I still don't like thunderstorms. Like anyway, do you have another one? Not really.
I have. We were in Tennessee with my uncles and my family. Like my whole dad's side of the family went, and we went to this. Our uncle Todd had rented out like floaties, so we go down this like 8-mile river, right? And so everything was awesome the first 7 miles of the adventure. Like we're floating down the river really fast, and everything was really fun. We're having a blast. Everybody's keeping up with each other, and then we hit the last mile, and it's literally a mile of dead water. Like disgusting, swampy, dead water. And none of us had any idea that it was there. And so we got stuck in it. Well, first of all, we got out of that water at the very, actually, I'll say that to the end. I'm jumping ahead. Anyways, so half of us got like split up and lost. Like my brother and my cousin Jonathan were completely lost, and they didn't know what was going on. We had to go search for them because they got split up from us. And then we had to walk a mile down that river because our floats would not move. Like it was that like sludgy and like nasty. So we walked through it, got cuts all on like our feet and our legs and things like that. And I was getting out of the water with my uncle and my Aunt Jennifer. So Uncle Brian and Aunt Jennifer saved my life because I was getting out, and when I did, I stepped up onto the like off the bank up onto like a little hill, and there had been some city construction, like rebar in cement. It was like 5 or 6, maybe even 7, like big spiky rebar pipes sticking out of the ground where some like a concrete base had once been. Literally looked like a pitfall trap. And I fell straight back over it, and my Uncle Brian grabs my arm and swings me to the side and like puts me back up on like the grass, and he's like, "You are stupid." And I was just like, because I had no idea, I didn't know it was there. And he was like, "I just saved your butt," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And
I'm
I looked
just
over and I was
imagining, like, do you know those videos that are on Instagram, or maybe like not America's Funniest Home Videos, but like the near saves of like children, like where the dad's just like there's going
right
down
before
a
they
slide.
hit the ground,
Yes, and they're just like they like scoop up, like that's what.
That's exactly what it was. And then we got to the end. We went to the end of the river, and where the bridge was, where we had parked and like set up to be picked up for the day.
Yeah.
We go down, and there's this huge sign posted. It's like, "Do not swim in this water. Do not ingest this water. Do not touch this water. It's like biohazardous. It's disgusting. It's city waste. Like all of it." And I was like, oh my God. So we all went home, took like 4 different baths, and we had to put like peroxide on our cuts to make sure we didn't have like poop in our blood or whatever. I don't know. That was gross.
Wow. Do you have any other near-death experiences, or is that like the
Just
the
the lightning.
highlight. That's pretty good.
That's the highlight.
That's pretty good.
yeah.
Should we switch topics?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
Let's do another topic.
Let's
then.
talk
Go for it.
about our favorite vending machine snacks. You know what I mean? Okay, or just like snacks in general. Y'all don't sound excited. I'm excited.
I only have
I'll go
one.
first.
I don't know how you have more
Since
than
we're
one.
done with questions.
Yeah, we're done with questions.
Okay.
Do you have a personal favorite? Like, if you're going to, if you are at like, or a gas station or something like that. Like, if you're out on the road, going to a gas station, need a little boost. What's your favorite?
It depends really. I used to be what's it called? Like, you know, the Payday candy bars? It's like the caramel covered in peanuts. Excuse me.
Nasty.
You just threw out.
Excuse me.
Those are
The
gross.
Payday. I remember getting those commercials, like, and I would be like, "What the heck are those?" Like,
I liked it, but now, yeah, I don't know. I'll go for anything pretty much.
really?
Those are just nasty.
I'm a huge Sour Patch Kids.
When I go to when
Ooh,
I'm at the
yes.
gas station, a pack of Marlboro Reds gets me. Like that's my favorite.
A pack of what?
I'm kidding. You don't know what Marlboro Reds is?
No.
Like the cigarette. It was a cigarette joke, and none of you guys got
Oh.
that.
Oh,
I was being
I
really
thought you said
sarcastic.
marble.
I thought you said marble. It's Marlboro.
It's
That's what you said,
Marlboro.
Marlboro. Okay, that's how
No,
I
no,
say it. I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
Oh my god.
It's
Say it.
Anyways,
Marlboro.
Marlboro.
You
Okay,
said
well I
marble.
said.
Sponsor? No, I'm kidding.
We're not.
I'm
No,
kidding.
no,
I'm
no,
kidding.
no.
But I'm saying, like, I kind of thought you guys would get that. Like, haha, look, Spencer, a 19-year-old kid, is getting cigarettes from the store as his snack. Funny. Never mind.
Well, I thought you
Goldfish.
said
I like
marble.
goldfish
Goldfish.
more than cigarettes. Goldfish are very good.
Well, that's good. at
Goldfish
least.
is like a safe snack.
Yeah.
and
Do you know what I
cigarettes
mean?
are not.
No.
Those are
You can't
not.
even eat them.
Yeah, I do not smoke,
You
and
can,
I have
but,
not smoked, by the way, from my mom
Wouldn't be
watching
good.
at home.
Yeah, our parents watching, we
My
don't.
mom's like, "What do you know about Reds? What are you doing?
Have you ever
are
bought
you
a box?
smoking behind my back?"
What are you doing?
Where's Spencer? Calls you
No,
right now.
Mom, I promise. Please don't kill me.
Literally. I'm a huge Sour Patch Kids fan.
Do you like the watermelon?
No, they are gross.
Yeah, they're kind of bland, too.
They're kind of.
Yeah.
You seem disappointed.
You're one of those kids. Hey, you guys got watermelon? Hey, you guys got watermelon? You guys got watermelon?
Literally, they're not good. Go. You have to get the original, and they just hit. Oh my gosh, they hit different. Sorry.
They're good. They don't hit
They are
different,
good.
but they're good.
They do.
Do you guys
What
have
is
chocolate
this vending
like,
machine candy?
Yeah, vending machine
It
candy.
can be
Okay.
like gas station,
Oh, yeah, gas
candy,
station snack.
vending machine.
It's gold. It's
If
definitely
you-
goldfish for me.
Okay.
Like out
If
of
I
everything.
go like at my place, like at home where I go get my car washed, they always have a vending machine. I always get either Sour Patch Kids, those little like 6-pack of Oreos, or peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms.
Have you guys had like the Oreo, like the bread Oreo? Like it's not a hard Oreo. It's a
like-
soft Oreo. Like the entire thing's soft and it's cream filled. Like the Oreos, they're so good. Have you guys never? I'll bring some
No.
next
Yes.
for next show.
Yes, please
they're
do.
so good.
I used to be like, fun fact about me, I used to be fat as a child. And
Same.
Spencer's sitting here like I still am.
I still am. I've been 200 pounds since like third grade. Like it is. I've only gotten taller. That's it. That's the only thing that's changed.
And I telling you, my mom would buy like packs of Oreos. I used to go through a pack in 2 days. And I would be the only one who ate them.
Okay,
Holy
what's your
cow.
favorite flavor of Oreos?
Regular double stuffed.
Oh, that's tough because those are good, but the red the Christmas ones that are like
Yes.
red velvet or whatever.
I've tried
Yes.
those. Those are so good.
They're so
Do you like
amazing.
the vanilla one?
Yeah,
like,
those are good.
the-
They're not as
the-
good,
the
but
yellow
they're
one?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't they like, isn't it vanilla?
They're like golden.
Or
Yeah, they're
golden?
like gold wafer.
Isn't there
kind of
red
thing.
velvet ones as well?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the
red
Christmas, the
velvet.
red Christmas
Yeah.
ones are really good.
I
Yeah.
like trying the different seasonal flavors.
Yeah.
Like for fall, they have like a maple cream one. That's really good.
Don't they have a caramel one?
It's caramel coconut.
It's caramel.
Who
It's not
are
caramel.
you?
Caramel.
I made fun of him for watermelon stuff, and now I gotta make fun of you for. Hey, you guys like caramel? Excuse me, do you have caramel?
Do you have caramel?
Oh my gosh.
Caramel.
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 Yeah.
Fun fact, Welch's fruit snacks are also up there on the list for me.
Yeah, they're really good. Honestly, I really
Yeah.
like Welch's fruit snacks. Yeah.
True facts.
Yeah.
What want to switch gears? Do you have our special topic?
Yes,
Dun,
I do.
dun, dun, dun. So
I
we.
actually, or you go ahead.
Oh, okay, so
while I pull it
we
up.
asked Ryan as a special guest that towards the end of the show to talk about a special topic of his choice that Spencer and I
Don't know anything about.
don't know anything about. So go for it.
Cool.
Pitch us.
So this is kind of like the first segment we did where I asked you guys questions. This is kind of, well, you'll see.
Oh, great.
So I have two different subjects, I guess. We can talk about different unpopular opinions we have,
Okay.
or
Okay.
we can talk about some meaningless questions.
Let's do one meaningless question and then an
and then
unpopular
our
opinion.
personal unpopular opinion.
See how that rolls.
All right, cool. So I'll
Okay.
just, I
Dip our
have like
toes in
5
the water.
questions here. I'll
Great.
just pick one.
Meaningless okay.
Here's a good one. What is the purpose of taxi cabs in the Cars movies?
Holy cow.
Wait.
Dude, we could do a
Right?
whole episode on this. This is so
This
incredible.
is so good.
Baby cars.
Baby, what?
Think about it, okay? Do the cars get born as babies?
Well, how are cars made?
How
Well,
are cars
there's an
like,
innuendo in the first movie because in the first movie, Lightning McQueen pulls up to that blue lady's house. I don't remember what it is.
Sally?
But there's like innuendos there that, they could,
Are there?
that kind of thing.
What?
And if
I don't
that
think
exists,
so.
no, if that
This
exists
is a
in the-
PG podcast.
Sorry, guys. If that exists in the Cars universe, then that would insinuate that cars can be impregnated and have baby cars.
So how do you determine like if you're a race car, are you a sedan, are you an SUV?
It depends on your parents, because like if Lightning McQueen's a sports car, is it Lucy or whatever her name is?
Sally.
Sally. I
Sorry,
literally said it.
she's also a race car.
She's a
but-
Porsche.
She's a Porsche, yeah,
Porsche,
and
yeah.
he's like a
She's a Porsche.
He said that's when they go from a sedan to a minivan. I don't get it.
I was just listing like car, like.
But like I think that's what it is, because when they get together, they're gonna have a hybrid child. So he's like a Dodge Challenger kind of car. She's a Porsche kind of car. They get together, they make a Mustang. But do they grow over
so
time?
how do you make?
What
So
happens?
is there a taxi cab like in the movie Cars?
Yeah,
There are.
in
Okay,
Cars
it's
too.
just-
Do you
When
think,
they're in
like-
London, there's taxi cabs.
That's so weird.
Do you think?
And there's
like,
also like tour buses. You know, like those
That's-
triple-decker buses in London?
But there
and
are
they
no
just
people
drive
in
around.
them or on them.
Right.
Do you think like in Cars Land, like they make the taxi and the buses like available for actual cars to get in there?
I'm almost positive that
They
there's a
have to.
scene.
They
I'm
have to
pretty
be
sure there's a
huge.
scene
They
where
have
there's
to.
there's cars on one of those buses. I
Yeah.
could have sworn, because I remember seeing like cars on top of a bus.
Yes.
And the Mack truck,
The
yeah.
Mack truck,
Yeah.
like yeah,
Transport-
Well, yeah.
yeah.
So the taxis have a purpose to exist if the cars are either really small or if it's a really big taxi cab. But normal sized taxi cabs, if there are no baby cars in this universe, have no purpose of existing.
Yes.
And they're just there for filler.
This is
Right.
amazing. I
Welcome
love
back
this.
to BuzzFeed Debunked. We just solved a huge issue. I want another one of those. Those were really
Another
good.
Yes,
question?
let's do
Yeah.
another one.
All
That's
right.
really good.
Um,
we may have to do a future episode
This would be
on
a
this.
good
This
episode.
would be
for
really
that,
good.
Here's a good one. How many holes does a straw have? One or two?
One.
Yeah. Definitely
One.
just.
One. Because it's like it's not like it would if one end was closed it would have one hole, but it's the same. It's the same.
Right.
I don't agree with that. I
You
think
say
it's
two?
two for sure, because you have like a cylindrical pipe, right? Right.
Right.
Okay. And think about it this way: if you have one hole on each end and you plug up one hole, you still have one hole. And so that's where the logic fails in your answer, because you're saying,
you
oh, if
got
you
a
plug up
point.
one side, you still have one hole. That doesn't make sense, because if you plug up a hole and you have one left, that insinuates that there was a second hole there.
What do you think?
I think one. Because it's the same thing.
Well, I don't want to get into quantum
Okay,
physics.
well,
or
then how
anything
many
here,
how many
but-
holes does a donut have?
One.
One or two?
Because it's one, you just flip your perspective.
It's the
Technically-
same
technically-
shape.
It's
donuts-
the same thing with a
They
straw.
don't. Technically, donuts don't have holes.
We need a freaking straw.
Donuts don't have holes, because but they are made like that. Crap. Never mind. That's really stupid. I
Donuts
shouldn't have
don't
said
have
that.
How can you?
Huh?
Yes,
What?
they do.
It's
I mean,
right
they have
in the
like a
middle.
hole in the middle, but there's no hole in the actual donut.
It
Do you get what I'm
is-
saying?
No.
That's the torus shape. But
But you
going
do understand
through.
that they make those donuts like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's still
Exactly.
a hole. What else were we gonna? Oh, we were gonna do unpopular
Oh,
opinions.
unpopular opinions.
Let's just share one.
We could-
I already have one.
Honestly, we could do a whole other episode just on unpopular.
Should we save it?
Let's save it.
We could.
We're gonna
Save it.
We could do a segment next week.
Bookmark it. Come back.
pin
later.
it. Put a pin in it.
Pinterest.
Yeah.
Sponsor.
Pinterest.
We are
Sponsor.
we are not sponsored
We
by
need-
Pinterest.
Come back next week
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yes.
for the
not.
unpopular opinion
Yeah.
segment.
Yes, I actually have a lot because I'm.
I want to hear more unpopular opinions, and I want to do more of those unanswerable
Mini
questions.
list.
Those
You're
are
gonna
really
have to
good.
come back next week.
I'll do
Great.
some research, gather some
If
more
you like
questions.
Ryan, this could be a regular thing.
Hey, yeah. I love being here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. But I think we are going to I think we are going to wrap this up for the night. So I do have a little shout out for our listeners and our viewers. Ooh,
Yay.
close up. Hi. So we would like to shout out and make sure to talk about another podcast. It's called Research Purposes. It's a podcast by Lee Parham. He actually went to our university and
Thank
he
you,
is a
Lee.
recent graduate. And so we are going to put the link for his Instagram, and he only does Spotify. For WACK, we do YouTube and Spotify, but he only just does
But-
audio
and
on
he's really cool.
Spotify.
His podcast is super cool. It's called
Yes.
Research Purposes,
Yeah,
and it's
it's
all about
awesome.
like just random stuff. Like Lee,
Kinda
if
like what
you're
we do.
if you're watching, Lee, I don't know you. You don't know me, but I think your podcast is really cool, and it's very informative, very cool.
It's awesome.
Did
Yeah,
I say
for
it's
sure.
very cool? Yeah, it's a very cool podcast.
It's awesome. So his link to his Spotify account and also the Instagram, it is Research Purpose Podcast. So we're gonna insert a little graphic
Right here. Where's the
Right
camera?
here. Right there.
That was like 3 different places.
So whoever does graphics or whatever, they'll decide.
Somewhere.
Somebody will put it in there. But as well as that, if you guys want to follow us on Instagram, my Instagram will be right there.
Actually, when I do when I edit and post,
Yeah.
your Instagram will be here.
Okay.
Okay, so that's M Haddock 2.
Yes.
Mine'll be here.
'Kay.
Spencer.rc.
Yep.
And then Ryan's is
be
gonna
like-
be here.
Here.
Yes.
Yep. And that's gonna say.
This is gonna cause you a lot of trouble.
Isn't it Ryan
Sit
underscore?
It's-
Sorry.
Well, I'll just send it to
It's
you.
yes.
like Ryan
underscore
Stew, something like
Ryan,
Underscore Ryan,
Ryan,
underscore Stew, underscore.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah. So other than that, I think we are going to wrap everything up for the night. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Ryan, for being here.
Thank you so much for having
yes,
me.
Yes, absolutely. We'll probably bring you back on in future episodes and possibly soon. So thank you guys so much for being here, and we will catch you guys next week.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.